or cable in. Number 2. You will now have to scan for the digital channel. Please note that all digital TVs are different in terms of scanning procedures. The following is a general guide, but the steps or the terminology may be different for your device. Press the menu button on your TV remote. Go to Setup or Settings. Go to Installation or System or Channels. Go to Scan Channels, Program Channels, Auto Scan, Auto Program, or Auto Tuning. Press Select or Enter or OK to start the scan. When the device says scanning is complete, accept the channels found and close the menus.
From your desk to your lunch table, whether you're on the job or taking a well-deserved break, get the top stories and breaking news all in one place. Join us Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. for Hot 7 Midday News, bringing you the latest headlines from St. Lucia and around the region. Stay connected, stay informed, only on Hot 7 TV.
St. Lucia, you asked for it, and it's finally here. Hot 7 TV is now on Flow, Cable Channel 117, the first fully high-definition local channel in St. Lucia. Catch your favorite movies, intriguing documentaries, chart-busting music videos, and the ever-compelling midday and evening edition of the Hot 7 News, all in crisp, high-definition quality. Welcome to what TV should be in this era. Welcome to Hot 7 TV, now on Flow Cable Channel 117. Spread the word.
In the headlines, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire accuses the opposition of twisting culture into political propaganda after Guy Joseph says the ruling party practices blood rituals. And a St. Lucian student alleges police profiling of certain schools.
Turn your dreams into reality by winning the Super 6 jackpot of $260,000. It's only possible by getting your tickets today.
Now you can take Hot FM, Kiss FM, and Hot 7 TV with you wherever you go. Whether you're in St. Lucia or exploring our four corners of the globe. Our record-breaking app has already been downloaded over 500,000 times on Google Play and the Apple App Store. To bring you the best in HD sound, we've relaunched a brand new app. Get it for free in the App Store by simply searching Caribbean Hot FM HD. Listen to us in real time, anywhere, any place, anytime. We've added so many cool new features, like our live in-studio option, where you can see your favorite announcers and DJs at work. So download the app today. It's free. Spread the news. St. Lucia is now in HD around the world on the Hot FM app. Don't miss out. Join the fun and stay connected.
Good day, it is Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Midday News Edition. Whether you are tuned in on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, Hot FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page, or our YouTube channel, Caribbean Hot 7 TV News. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you for joining us. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire is firing back, accusing the United Workers' Party of twisting St. Lucia's rich cultural heritage into political propaganda. The sharp exchange follows comments by UWP Deputy Leader Guy Joseph, who claims the Labour Party is using folklore to hold onto power.
Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire has issued a sharp rebuttal to comments made by the United Workers' Party First Deputy Leader Guy Joseph, accusing the ruling St. Lucia Labour Party of relying on what he describes as forms of folklore propaganda to secure their current parliamentary seats. Dr. Hilaire, however, wasted no time in pushing back, dismissing the claims as baseless and calling for a more substantive political discourse ahead of the next general election.
You want to talk about women battering, verbal and emotional abuse of women. You want to talk about homosexuals and lesbians in sex orgies and rituals that are practiced by the Labour Party with virgin blood to win elections.
Ernest Tilley dismissed the opposition's latest action as a desperate attempt to distract citizens.
I think probably just a sign of desperation. I mean, you know, such spiritual beliefs have been part of our folklore, who we are, whatnot. So there are people who believe in it and want to practice it, and there are those who just don't. Their eyes are very set on faith in, you know, the God above and the God Almighty. For my part, I mean, I have no notion of those things, none at all, to the point where I don't even believe it exists. That's how it is. It's of no consequence to me. You know, I'm a God-fearing man, and that's it. You know, that's all I know. Like I said, you know, even in our folklore, when people speak about those things, I don't even have an understanding of it. I just don't believe, you know, those things exist.
But Dr. Healy has shrugged off the escalating political commentary, dismissing it as nothing more than the predictable theatrics of election season. Dr. Healy made it clear he has no intention of engaging in the political back and forth, choosing instead to remain focused on the work at hand. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Speaking at the 37th Annual General Meeting of the Castries East Labour Group, SLP candidate for View 4 South, Danny Butcher, told party supporters that the upcoming general election will be decided on the question of leadership, and the best suitable option to lead the island now is that of the SLP's political leader, Philip J. Pierre.
St. Lucia Labour Party candidate for View 4 South, Danny Butcher, has thanked party faithful for their trust in him as he continues to walk his political path, noting that the Castries South East constituency played a significant role in his political development.
I bring you greetings from View 4 South and let you know that we are bringing the seat home for you in the upcoming elections. As I was coming here, I'm reminiscing on my short political life so far, and I concluded that my first political speech, I made it in Castries East. I thought you would have given me a round of applause for this. You contributed to my development. It was at a youth AGM. It was at a youth AGM years ago. I remember that. You feel like just rich? I have from long time, you know. It was at a youth AGM a long time ago. They baptized me by fire here, and I delivered a speech at that AGM, and I want to thank you for the faith you had in me back then, and I feel at home in Castries East. Because of that, I feel safe in Castries East.
Paying tribute to SLP political leader and Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, Butcher pointed to Pierre's character and leadership qualities, describing him as the best person to guide St. Lucia through current challenges.
At the heart of this election, at the nerve center of this election, it is about leadership. We will have to all answer the question as to who is the leader that we can trust. And based on his efforts and execution, based on his policies and practice, we all know that the leader that we can trust is the leader Philip J. Pierre. And if you have a leader that has made it possible for the bills of pregnant women to be paid in part, if you have a leader that believes in universal early childhood education, if you have a leader that believes in paying the facility fees of young children, if you have a leader that believes in paying CSEC subject for young children, if you have a leader that believes in a youth economy, if you have a leader that believes in providing scholarships for young people, then that's the leader you could trust.
The Castries East constituency group is the local branch of the St. Lucia Labour Party. It is responsible for activities, membership, organization and engagement in Castries East electoral area. It serves as a local platform for party supporters, comrades and constituents to discuss issues, campaigns, mobilization, and to connect with the party leadership. For the Hot 7 TV News, I am Alvin Alexander.
St. Lucia's sprint sensation Julian Alfred has done her country proud once again, clinching bronze in the women's 100-meter final at the World Athletics Championships. But just moments after her gutsy run came a heartbreaking update. Alfred will not compete in the 200-meter event, sidelined by a lingering hamstring injury.
And they're away first time. Great start for Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. Jefferson-Wooden into her running in the middle of the field, but she's got company. Clayton going well to her side, but Melissa Jefferson-Wooden streaks away in the closing stages. 10:60.
You know, I have to be grateful nonetheless. I came here 2023 and left with nothing. So I'm really blessed. However, I think I'm human enough to feel disappointed. Just knowing that I worked my butt off, and you know, track is a very unforgiving sport, and you know, just being here and just getting to this point in my career and getting a cramp is just very disappointing.
In a stirring testament to resilience and raw talent, St. Lucia sprint queen Julian Alfred powered her way to a third-place win in the women's 100-meter final at this year's World Athletics Championship, clocking at a remarkable 10.84 seconds. Reflecting on her journey to Tokyo, the lingering effects of a grade 1 hamstring injury that occurred during her previous season has given her some problems in the competition thus far. Still, her performance reaffirmed her place among the world's elite and signaled a fierce return to form.
This is not your last race in life, and this one race doesn't change what you've done this season. Okay? So I want you to tell me what you're proud of yourself for doing this year.
You know, I'm proud of just showing up for myself, even when, like, you know, it's a head who wears your Olympic crown, and I really felt that this year. But just showing up nonetheless and giving myself a pat on the back every single time I show up.
Shortly after the interview, news from Alfred's management team indicates that due to her hamstring injury, she will not be taking part in the 200-meter, thus pulling out of the World Athletics Championships. Alfred, before this became official, had noted that though she feels disappointed about her injury, she is proud to always represent St. Lucia to the best of her ability.
I've heard it all season, and I think stepping on the line, feeling my hamstring, I think I've heard that literally like all season, and I was panicking a little bit because when I was in my last block start, I felt a cramp in my hamstring, so it's fine, it's cool.
Despite this, her podium finish in the 100-meter marks a historical first for St. Lucia in this event. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Beeson reporting.
This is the Hot 7 TV Midday News Edition. There's more after the break.
In times of grief, Hot 7 TV and Hot FM are here to support you. We offer deaf announcement packages for both radio and television at affordable prices. In fact, when you choose to place a deaf announcement on Hot FM with more than 2 airings, you will receive a free Tele-Ubitry on Hot 7 TV. At Hot FM and Hot 7 TV, we understand the pain and difficulty you are experiencing during this time of bereavement, and we are committed to helping you in any way we can. On Hot FM, deaf announcements are broadcast from Monday to Saturday from 6:30 a.m. On Hot 7 TV, they are aired on weekdays at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. and on Sundays immediately following the live broadcast of the church service at the Barbono Good Shepherd Catholic Church with Father Albert. If you are in need of such services, we are here for you. Contact us at 452-6040.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV. smart advertising for smart businesses.
Welcome back. Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire is pushing back against claims of reckless spending at the recent Japan Expo. Dr. Hilaire says the opposition has it wrong and reveals most costs tied to St. Lucia's appearance were actually covered by Expo Japan organizers.
Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire has clarified that contrary to suggestions of extravagant public expenditure, the majority of the costs associated with St. Lucia's participation at Expo Japan, particularly those involving local creatives, were in fact limited and largely supported by the host country Japan under its assistance program for developing countries.
It was really unnecessary, that criticism. The creatives went to Osaka and they really made St. Lucia proud. I mean, I got goosebumps watching the presentations they were making. And they, as St. Lucians, really took a joy in representing their land. And they lived up to it, that they are damn proud St. Lucians. And they carried the flag and it flew high. Now, I mean, when one will want to argue, oh, it's not the creatives we were complaining about, but the officials that went. You know, for me, that was vacuous. The government of Japan paid for the government ministers who came there to be there.
According to the host country support document from Expo St. Lucia, Expo Osaka organizers financed a substantial portion of St. Lucia's participation, including flights, accommodation, and ground transportation for ministers and the official delegation, participation of 12 creatives, product support, construction of pavilion space, shipment of containers, and 50% of staff costs. The government of St. Lucia contributed approximately $700,000 EC to the overall effort. The amount covered the remaining 50% of staff costs, support for 16 additional creatives, production support, business forum costs, pavilion decor, promotional activities, and a giveaway trip for St. Lucia designed to generate international tourism interest. In the wake of the successful trade and cultural mission to Osaka, the minister has announced a new commitment to advancing St. Lucia's orange economy, citing the momentum gained upon the minister pledged by strategic efforts were soon to be rolled out to support creative industries and unlock new economic opportunities across the sector.
But in any case, you know, where does one get this notion that a minister of creative industry should not go with the team to Osaka or World Expo, or anywhere for that matter, where St. Lucia has been represented? But the creatives, we must say to them that they did a fantastic job, and we were really proud of them. And we are putting in place the elements for a fully structured orange economy to exist in St. Lucia.
Dr. Ernest Hilaire has revealed that discussions are currently underway to stage St. Lucia's next international cultural showcase in Lagos, Nigeria. According to Dr. Hilaire, plans are already in motion to select a new cohort of creatives who will represent the island on the global stage, further strengthening the nation's cultural diplomacy and creative industry. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
A St. Lucian student has come forward expressing concerns about alleged stereotyping and victimization of students by law enforcement. The student says that certain schools on the island are unfairly targeted.
Speaking on condition of anonymity, a St. Lucian student described repeated experiences of police harassment while simply being in Castries on a Friday afternoon.
I have big issue with experiences, stereotype, impact, and a lot of issues, especially with the police in town, especially on Fridays.
The student explained that police often stop groups of students without cause, questioning them aggressively and assuming wrongdoing.
I believe my school and schools like mine is being targeted, and for instance, we're in town on a Friday, maybe conducting school business or personal business for ourselves, and most times we're in a group of 5 or less than 5 and walking through town, and the police will search us because they think they're conducting their job, and they would search us, and they have no type of customer service, especially no type of customer service, and they would ask us all different questions, but more pertaining to like weapons and where you live in and get home now, or if I see you in town again, they will bring you down to the station, and if we tell them, well, I'm going to meet my mother, or I go into a store to check out the price for some meters, well, like, you have nobody meeting, you have nobody doing in town, just get home now, go home now, where your buses, go there, go. Like, they basically, anything you tell them, they basically saying that you're lying and you're a liar, so you have no business in town, you should not be in town, just get to your bus stop and go home.
The student argued that this treatment amounts to profiling based on the school attended.
Happened to me and my peers multiple times, always happen, and to be honest, that shouldn't be happening, because if a school like St. Mary's College or Cassius Comprehensive School is by KFC on the afternoon, and for instance the CCL Secondary School is in that same spot, some students from that school, they would attack the students of the CCL Secondary School and stereotype them, preach them, thinking that they have all types of weapons on them. The least they usually get is a metal afro, and when they get that metal afro, it's like they got an assault rifle. And I find like that shouldn't be the approach. That shouldn't be that, because the same way the students from maybe M4 CCL getting on and behaving bad, the St. Mary's students, the comprehensive students get on the same way.
Despite raising concerns with teachers and parents, the student says little has been done to address the issue. When asked about youth involvement in crime, the student admitted awareness of criminal activity, but rejected the notion that all students should be treated as suspects. The anonymous student closed with an appeal for fairness and respect to be meted out to every student by lawmen in the conduct of their duties.
We just need that stereotype and that stigma to stop, and the stereotype, the different schools, everyone be treated equally, have equal rights, and everybody being treated the same.
For the Hot 7 TV News, I am Alvin Alexander.
Members of the First Love Church, a Pentecostal ministry in St. Lucia, took their message of faith to the Castries market this week. Using dance as their form of evangelism, the group says their mission is to spread love, hope, and Christ's teachings at a time when the nation is grappling with rising crime and violence.
The streets of Castries played host to the dancing stars of the First Love Church on the weekend. According to Pastor Eric Gillard, the outreach was part of the church's commitment to sharing the gospel beyond its walls.
We believe very deeply in saving the lost, going out into the highways, the byways. So we actually do a lot of different types of evangelism, and this is one of them that we like to do, to also showcase our church in a way that many people believe that, going to church is just a morose, solemn type of thing, but we are very energetic church, very vibrant. We believe in the Holy Ghost, and doing these types of evangelism, we believe that we are obeying what Jesus said that we should go out into Judea, Samaria, and go to the uttermost and win all the many lost souls that are there.
He explained that through their Dancing Stars ministry, the church is showing young people that faith can be vibrant and engaging. When asked about the recent wave of violence in St. Lucia, Pastor Eric pointed to a lack of spiritual grounding as one of the underlying issues.
We also do evangelism just by going door to door, walking around, but today we decided that we're going to use our Dancing Stars group and show people, you know, there are different things that you can also do in church. I believe it's because, like I said earlier, we don't really have Jesus. We are not really a Christian country like we say we are. We try to blame it on the government, we try to blame it on the police, but the real thing is that we don't enforce and instill in our children from a young age that get close with God, get to know God for yourself. You know, many churches that you see that used to be packed back in the day when we were forced to go to church, that is not there anymore. So that is why, you know, that could be definitely one of the contributing factors of why that is happening.
He called for a renewed focus on faith and prayer.
If we go deeper in God, loving God, if we push the country more to a Christian direction, definitely this will help. I don't want to speak on, you know, these types of factors, but I know for sure Jesus is the answer for everything. Prayer also changes things. That prayer is a very powerful weapon that we have, that we as human beings, we as believers especially, underutilize.
Meanwhile, Romario Small, one of the youth members of the church, highlighted why they chose dance as their method of outreach. He notes staying rooted in faith can help young people avoid negative influences.
I feel like if you're in the right, you just have to find yourself in the right place. Because sometimes it's because you're out here, that's why these crime and violence is happening, especially for the younger people. We be outside here and then you get involved with the wrong people and you end up like doing wrong things. So what I'll say, I believe that everyone should find a church, find a good church that you go to, that you should go to. Believe once the church is led by the Bible, follow the scriptures, it's led by the scriptures, I believe that's a good church for you. So find a good church, and I believe my church is a good church because we go by the Bible, we use the Bible, we follow the Bible. That's the only, if it's not in the Bible, we do not believe it. It's simple as that.
So for them, dance is more than just performance, it's worship. As the outreach came to a close, members extended an invitation to the public to join its Sunday services. For the Hot 7 TV News, I am Alvin Alexander.
We've come to the end of the Midday News edition for today, Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Join us again at 6:45 for the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Until then, have a great day.
St. Lucia, you asked for it, and it's finally here. Hot 7 TV is now on Flow, Cable Channel 117, the first fully high-definition local channel in St. Lucia. Catch your favorite movies, intriguing documentaries, chart-busting music videos, and the ever-compelling midday and evening edition of the Hot 7 News, all in crisp, high-definition quality. Welcome to One TV.